The 1944 wheat cent is a great coin to search for varieties. So let's take a look at the major varieties with money for the 1944 Lincoln penny. First off is a double die obverse type known for the 1944 D cent. In this case, we have an example of distended hub doubling that displays primarily as additional thickness to the date as well as the letters of Liberty. The date is especially affected by this, with the detail of the 9 in particular being the clear example of the doubling in this case. And then the straight or upright portions of both the numbers 4 are also doubled in a way that makes them stand out. They almost seem lopsided or bottom heavy in a strange way. A coin like this was sold at auction in 2022, slabbed by PCGS as MS66 Red when it achieved a closing price of $321. A very attractive repunched mint mark variety is the next coin for us to look for, in the form of the 1944 D over D variety. Here, the initial D mint mark was punched in just slightly north of the final placement. This should leave clear indications of the first mint mark just towards the north at the top, as well as to the lower serif and the bottom portion of the inside cavity of the D as well. In 2022, a PCGS graded MS64 Red example of this coin was sold at auction for the price of $186. The second repunched mint mark variety is not nearly as easy to spot as the first one, but in a sense, it is a lot bolder, as the separation between the two punchings was a lot wider. In this variety, you can look towards the northeast of the mint mark to see what remains of the initial punching of the first D mint mark. Like I said, it's not as clear as the previous example, but you can definitely see that there was a D placed towards the northeast before the final impression was made. In 2021, an MS66 Red graded example in a PCGS slab was sold at auction for the price of $1,320. Following on that, the issue also has two very attractive overmint mark varieties to offer up as well. First in line in that regard, we find the D over S type, where the remnants of the underlying S mint mark can be seen just peeking out from underneath and behind the D. So here, the rounding of the S is seen between the two serifs of the D. The center part of the underlying S is detected inside the cavity of the D, and in most coins, but particularly early dice days examples, you should find some indication of the original S towards the bottom of the D as well. In 2019, a coin like this graded as PCGS MS67 Plus Red was sold at auction during the ANA's World's Fair of Money for the price of $8,400. And then we have the best known variety for the 1944 wheat cent, the 1944 D over S over mint mark. Yes, that's right, another one, but this one is far bolder than the coin that was just under discussion. Almost the entire rounding of the initial S, including the top serif, is seen towards the north of the primary D mint mark, with the middle bar of the S clearly impressed to the top of the cavity of the D as well. For this variety, we have an example graded as MS67 Plus Red that was sold at auction in 2020 for the laudable price of $49,937.50. There is one more coin that we can add to this list. This is technically not a variety, but rather an error coin in the form of the 1944 steel penny, where this coin was accidentally minted on leftover steel planchets from the 1943 production run of the steel cent. These coins are known to exist for all three working mints for that year, Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and then as well the S mint mark for the San Francisco mint. These coins are fantastically rare and equally as popular with collectors. The San Francisco mint examples tend to be worth more on average. A rather extreme example of which is this 1966 specimen, graded by PCGS and sold at auction in 2021 for the record-setting price of $408,000. Subscribe to WNN, and if you like this, then consider watching a video about 1909 penny varieties next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.